is always a better choice. My one and only station.
DBS Radio. DBS News. Fresh in the morning. Eye-opening and balanced. The DBS Morning News starts right now.
Education Minister Octavia Alfred says reform of Dominica's education system is necessary. Harold Lovell returns to active politics in Antigua, and Ukraine says it will not give up land as Donald Trump plans to meet Russian President Vladimir Putin. Good morning, welcome to the DBS Major Morning News for today, Saturday, the 9th day of August 2025. The details of these and other stories coming up.
Yo, what's up?
Baby, let's go!
Turn your TV on. Listen to DBS on Digicel TV Channel 50 and Flow TV Channel 951.
DBS News.
Welcome back to the DBS Major Morning News. I am your presenter this morning. My name is Joseph Fadul. First up this morning, Education Minister Octavia Alfred says reform of Dominica's education system is necessary. Her statement came during a consultation at the Goodwill Parish Hall on Friday as members of the private sector, trade unions and other sectors were given an opportunity to discuss education reform due to begin at the primary school level in September.
Education reform is deep and wide. It is not a simple document on one matter to be implemented at one time. It is a process on many matters. It is not something you wake up and you decide to do. It is deliberate, a deliberate effort to improve the education system. It's not about fixing something that's broken, but it's to review and revisit and in some cases restructure the system, the process, the content so that it responds to the needs of the country.
She says Dominica has made strides in education over the last few years.
From 34% access to early childhood education to 70%. From primary attendance being at 58% to moving up to 94%. From 17% of students attending secondary school to universal secondary school. From 7% of students attending college to universal college education. We have a state college which is 23 years old, and this college has grown to become a premier tertiary institution. But after 23 years, we have to review and enhance what we have so that we remain relevant to the needs of the time. We have moved to a few people attaining tertiary education to hundreds of people being enabled by the government to attain degrees. We have grown to be at a literacy rate of 94%. And I could stay here and speak about the quality of classrooms and schools and furniture we have now compared to what we used to have.
Minister for Education Octavia Alfred. Organizing committee member for the 2025 Castle Bruce Family and Friends Reunion, Jacinta Banis, says the stage is set for the event, which opens tomorrow. An ecumenical service at 2 p.m., official opening ceremony at 3 o'clock, and gospel concert in the evening are among the events planned for Sunday. We do apologize. We will attempt to get back to that story as we can from Jacinta Banis. Amongst the major highlights for the reunion is a symposium set for Monday. The new Good Hope Farmers Cooperatives has been told their decision to come together is commendable. Senator Austell Lockhart says the farmers cooperatives will have a stronger presence. A ceremony to mark the registration of Good Hope Farmers Cooperatives took place this week.
One of the greatest advantages of farmers cooperative is the power of collective bargaining. Many small-scale farmers struggle to secure loans from commercial banks, but through a cooperative, farmers can pool their resources, build savings, access credits, whether for farm improvements or emergencies. This cooperative will open doors that none of us could reach alone. Now, you can operate under one brand, speak one voice, and gain access to wider markets, both locally and abroad. A cooperative structure also creates opportunities to establish processing facilities that add value to your raw products, increasing income and reducing post-harvest losses. The cooperative model also facilitates access to credit through credit unions, grant programs, and, of course, government incentives. It positions you to benefit from opportunities that otherwise be out of your reach. And I must add that you represent all of the farmers in the Castle Bruce constituency, not just those who are part of the cooperative now, but when you speak on behalf of all farmers.
That was Senator Ostel Lockhart. He represented the parliamentary representative Octavia Alfred at that ceremony. Let's now go back to the story on the Castle Bruce reunion. Organizing committee member for the 2025 Castle Bruce Family and Friends reunion, Jacinta Banis, said the stage is set for the event, which opens tomorrow. Once again, an ecumenical service from 2 p.m., official opening ceremony at 3 o'clock, and a gospel concert in the evening are amongst the events planned for Sunday.
It's not my first time. I think we coordinated the first Castle Bruce Family and Friends reunion. I also coordinated the second one. But I've been in Houston for the last 7 years. We were supposed to have this reunion in 2018, but because of the hurricane, it was not possible. But we kept, talking about it, and finally we came to the realization that we need to have it for continuity. So I've been very much involved from day one, from where I was very much involved. So I'm back on island and still, running around, trying to get things together. I think we're getting it there. So I'm looking forward for a very prosperous and successful event. We always say Castle Bruce is the mother of all reunions. So I just want to send an appeal, to the persons who are still on the, the outside to come in and, assist where possible. My run in the community, I have seen people are coming in. I've seen people coming in from other Caribbean islands, other parts of the U.S. So people are coming in, and I think this weekend we'll have a big conversion of Castle Brucians who are coming in for the reunion. So I'm looking forward to that.
Organizing committee member for the Castle Bruce Family and Friends reunion, Jacinta Banis. Delegates from indigenous communities throughout the Caribbean have gathered in Dominica for the first inaugural Mayok Festival. The festival will officially open in the Kalinago territory today with an opening ceremony scheduled for 9 a.m. this morning. Miranda Langley is a member of the Kalinago Council for Culture and Tourism.
Well, the festival is in collaboration with the council. We are hosting the first ever Mayok Festival on Saturday at 9 o'clock at the Carina Cultural Village. That's at 9 o'clock. The Kalinago Council, we're pleased to present this Mayok Festival. Naming ceremony, the chief and council will have their Kalinago traditional names. And of course, this will be done by Mr. Gerald Langley, the shaman. We have representatives from Belize and St. Vincent and other indigenous brothers and sisters from the Caribbean. We also be having awards for deserving Mayok farmers. We will be awarding them certificate of appreciation and awards for their contribution in Mayok farmers. And then we will have the official opening.
Member of the Kalinago Council for Culture and Tourism, Miranda Langley. 4 secondary school students are now better equipped to start their academic journeys after receiving scholarship packages from the Central Cooperative Credit Union. Nisana Rael Joseph and Kinaya Riviere were awarded the J.B. Eugene Scholarship for academic merit, while Namik Fabian and Nahelia Peter received the Father Raymond Prosman Scholarship based on financial need. General Manager of the Central Cooperative Credit Union is Aylmer Irish.
Today's ceremony is further evidence of the success of CCCU over the last 17 years. Our ability to grant scholarship is a direct result of the hard work of the volunteers and staff, and of course, the loyalty of our 17,000 plus members. This is a lesson which you, the recipients of these scholarships, should take with you throughout your life. If you work hard, you can achieve most things in life. You too, as a student, can define your dreams. It is not too early to decide what you want to become in life. It is important for you, with the assistance of your parents, to begin laying down a good foundation, which begins with education.
General Manager of the Central Cooperative Credit Union, Aylmer Irish. This year's scholarship recipients expressed their gratitude to the Central Cooperative Credit Union Limited.
I feel very proud and thankful to be standing here today as a recipient of the JBU Junior Merit Scholarship. First, I would like to say a big thank you to Central Cooperative Credit Union Limited for this amazing opportunity. I am truly honored to receive this scholarship, and it means a lot to me and my family. This scholarship encourages me to keep working hard in school and to always do my best. It shows me that when you try your best, people notice and believe in you.
I would like to extend a heartfelt thank you to the Board of Directors, management and staff of the Central Cooperative Credit Union Limited for giving me this scholarship. I feel honored to have been chosen, and I promise to make the most of this opportunity to make myself, my parents, and this institution proud.
I would like to say a heartfelt thanks to the Cooperative Credit Union for granting me this extraordinary opportunity. I'm truly grateful and looking forward to making this scholarship a success. Thanks.
Nahelia Peter, before her, Kiana Riviere and Nisara Rayel Joseph, recipients of the Central Cooperative Credit Union 2025 Scholarship Awards. Meantime, the Central Cooperative Credit Union Limited, CCCUL, presented two special needs packages to Dana Williams and Amelia Andrew. Sales and marketing representatives at the Dominica National Lottery, DNL, Ken George, says the jackpot winner of $1,191,000 has not contacted the office. Mr. George made this statement on Friday.
I just want to make a special appeal because currently we are awaiting the winner of the Super 6 jackpot of $1.19 million. The jackpot was purchased at Miniers in Kinfield, and as of now, we have not received any winner. So most times we know people are excited, but we want to make an appeal because those of you who purchase tickets at Miniers, please do look at your ticket. You could go on our website, go on our Facebook page, you could see the results. You could call or go back to any agent to find out what is the number that was called, because we await you. And remember, your ticket has an expiration date of 90 days. And time goes very quickly. It's 90 days and not 90 working days from date of purchase to 90 days. And you can only have a ticket redeemed after 90 days based on a valid reason from the managing director. Not even us that can agree. It has to be a real valid reason. So we're making an appeal to those of you who purchase tickets at Miniers, and not only at Miniers, because we have match 5 and we have match 4. So wherever you purchase a ticket, please cross-check. Not because your jackpot has won at Miniers and you figure out I did not bet Miniers, because you can be a match 5 winner, you could be a match 4 winner, and these are cash prizes. So we make that appeal to the public so you can ensure that you have the ticket.
Sales and marketing representatives at the Dominica National Lottery, Ken George. Let's move to news from the region, where former Finance Minister of Antigua, Harold Lovell, has announced his return to active politics, accepting the United Progressive Party's UPP's candidacy for the All Saints West constituency, taking up the mantle from caretaker Barbara Coates. Lovell described his decision as an extremely tough one, explaining what he called the long journey to yes. While pressure from party leadership, including former Prime Minister Baldwin Spencer, and persistent appeals from Coates were factors that led him to eventually changing his mind. Internationally, peace talks without Ukraine will not achieve anything, says President Volodymyr Zelensky ahead of discussions between the U.S. and Russia on Friday. President Zelensky reaffirms his assertion that Ukraine will not give up land after Donald Trump hinted at territorial concessions to end the war. Putin and Trump's meeting hosted in the U.S. state of Alaska will be their first face-to-face negotiations since 2019. We've come to the end of the DBS Major Morning News. The best in sports comes up next. Stay tuned.
Covering the nation and beyond, DBS Sports Report.
Just Mobank me. Here's my ID.
Just Mobank me. It's that easy.
The faster, easier way to bank. NBD makes it easy to bank online, anywhere, at any time with Mobanking. The faster, easier way to bank.
The faster, easier way.
So transfer funds on Mobanking.
The faster, easier way.
To pay your bills with Mobanking.
The faster, easier way.
So order checks on Mobanking.
The faster, easier
Pay employees
way.
on Mobanking.
The faster, easier way to bank.
Plus, you can now top up your phone on Mobanking.
Top me up.
No need for cash or card. Simply log into Mobanking to top up your phone. Visit nbdominica.com or follow us on Facebook and Instagram for more details.
The faster, easier way to bank.
NBD.
Your partner, your bank.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fenced pipe. And Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins and bidets. PVC piping, fittings and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
Welcome to the DBS Major Morning Sports. Let's bowl off with some cricket news this morning, where Pakistani debutant Hassan Nawaz produced a superb unbeaten half-century to guide his team to a 5-wicket victory over the West Indies in the first one-day international at the Brian Lara Cricket Academy in Trinidad last night. Nawaz made 63 not out and added 105 with Hussein Talat for the 6th wicket as Pakistan replied with 284 for 5. Nawaz and Talat came together when the West Indies were showing that they could win the match, but the two consolidated and put the partnership of the match. Talat was undefeated on 41. The experienced Mohammad Rizwan, 57, and Baba Azam, 53, also boosted Pakistan's run chase. Shamar Joseph was expensive, taking 2 for 65, while there was a wicket each for Seals, Chase and Moti. Earlier, the West Indies 280 with Evan Lewis making 60, Shea Hope 55 and Ruston Chase 53 and Casey Carty adding 30 were the top scorers for the West Indies in their first knock, or in their knock. Fast bowler Shaheen Shah Afridi took 4 for 51 and Naeem Shah 3 for 55. The final scores: West Indies 280 in 49 overs and Pakistan 284 for 5 in 48.5 overs. Here is West Indies captain Shea Hope.
It's a tough one, when you're playing in conditions like this, when, the toss definitely has a big factor to play. I must commend the bowlers for the effort they showed, obviously with the wet conditions there in the back end. But maybe we could have got a bit more runs to put them under a bit more pressure. Again, the spin threat that Pakistan throws at us in the middle period, we just need to find ways to negate that. But like I said before, I definitely need to commend the bowlers for the fight that they showed in the back end there.
You've talked about how you're going to tackle spin in the middle overs. Do you think overall tonight it was all right batting through those middle overs against spin, or you could have maybe pushed the pedal a little bit more?
Maybe a bit more. The surface played way different in the night as well. Ball wasn't gripping as much. The odd one would turn, but in the first innings when we batted, it was a little bit more challenging for stroke play. The ball was a lot slower off the surface. But having said that, we still needed to find a bit more runs because we understood what the the issues would be in the back end, especially when the ball gets a bit wet and more difficult for the bowlers to control. So if that happens, then as a batting unit, we need to have a bit more cushion. It's just this nature comes into play afterwards. But we didn't do as well as we could have today, and we lost this one.
Must be happy with the way the spinners, bro, Roshan Chase and Moti, being able to, with the damp ball, exert a lot of pressure on that Pakistani batting group.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, you have to commend them, especially the condition of the ball. It was very, very wet. Difficult to grip, especially as a finger spinner. So I must commend them for the fight that they showed. Moti certainly kept things tight, and then Rawson came in at a crucial stage of the game as well. So it's great to see him coming in and doing some damage. But yeah, all in all, again, we still one step behind. So we got to ensure we pick ourselves up and learn from the mistakes that we've been making, and then come back strong for the next two.
West Indies captain Shea Hope, the second one-day international, is set for Sunday. Let's kick off to some football news, where a brace from Marcellus Bonney and one from DeAndre Peltier and Kenneth Valmont secured the victory for Middleham United in their 4-2 win with East Central in the only Premier Division game played last night at the Stock Farm Technical Centre. East Central, in reply, actually opened up the scoring with the first goal of the game coming from Terence Winston, and saw their only other goal coming late in the second half from Neilbert Thomas. Well, the win for Middleham narrowly edges them into 6th place with 22 points and drops Harlem to 7th with 19 points. Meantime, the focus turns over to some crucial games for the weekend and narrows down from today, Saturday, with a doubleheader at the Stock Farm Technical Centre, where the first game scheduled for 4:30 will be Southeast taking on Harlem, and the second game being played at 7 p.m. will be We United against the Portsmouth Bombers. Then on Sunday, which is promising to be the biggest day of the Premier League weekend, two games started with the derby game of DSFC taking on Point Michel at Stock Farm, and what is expected to be the championship game for the Premier League. League leaders Dublin FC will take on second place Maho Soka Strikers. Well, a win for the league leaders will see them being crowned Premier League champions and retaining their title with no losses, 3 draws, 11 wins for the Premier League season. Meantime, league leaders Central Cooperative Credit Union are looking to end the season undefeated as they took one step closer to regaining the DFA Premier League title on Wednesday night. Dublin this week defeated Valvoline We United 3-0 at the Almond Park. The winner has taken them to 8 points clear of their nearest rivals, Belfast Estate Maho Soka Strikers, whom they will play on Sunday. Coach of the Dublin team, Malcolm Bertrand, says the team is confident headed into Sunday's matchup.
Well, last night's game was a good game for us. Our intensity was good. We tried to bring the pressure on We United, and I felt that the guys responded well based on the instructions given and they executed well on the park. I do think that we are in a good place mentally. Not physically, we have a few injuries dealing with, but mentally I think we're in a good place. And we have gone through the season knowing that it is always going to come down to one game at a time, and we have reached that game. It's that game where we need a good performance coming up on the weekend. So we take it one game at a time, but that important game is right around the corner, so we're looking forward to it. Well, we're playing the second place team, Maho FC. They are in good form as well. And we expect them to bring a lot of what they have been doing before. I mean, they are playing well and they are good players, so the coach is good. So we expect them to bring a fight, and we're hoping that we can manage and we can play our game and do what is important for us to win. We have had 3 draws and we have had 0 losses so far. We are undefeated so far for this season. We're hoping that we can end the season undefeated. That would be a great achievement in and of itself, just to end the DFA season undefeated. So our guys, we're trying to stay focused on that milestone. It's not an easy league, but I mean, we try to put in the work and we try our best to do what is best for us and our fans push us all the way as well. They expect the best from us, so that is how we are right now. So we're currently undefeated. I haven't lost a game for the season.
Coach of the Central Cooperative Credit Union Dublin team, Malcolm Bertrand. Let's move over to some boxing news. A number of regional and international boxers are expected in Dominica at the end of this month of August for the Dominica Development Boxing Tournament. President of the Dominica Boxing Association, Job Joseph, says they are in the preparation stage to host this tournament at the end of August. It's geared towards boxers aged 13 to 25.
At the end of this month, we are boxing back in Dominica. I'm looking at the stadium or this facility at Marsac. We'll have boxers from the US, we'll have boxers from Curacao and boxers from Grenada in Dominica on the 30th of August. It's a Dominica developing boxing tournament where we're going to have fights from the guys from the age of 13 to 25. It will be on the 30th of August. In Dominica, it is the last one we have in 2020 for 2023. That was the Caribbean Games. But the boxers have been traveling out of Dominica and been in tournaments also. I can rightly say that most of our senior boxers have migrated and some of them have stopped. So that's why I'm trying to develop more younger boxers. That's why the competition is going to be for boxers from 13 years to 25. And there are some boxers at that age, you'll be surprised. That's why you need to be there on the 30th of August. It's going to be a lot of surprises. But you'll get much more information next week.
That was President of the Dominica Boxing Association, Job Joseph. Chef de Mission Albert Loblack is confident in Team Dominica's ability ahead of the 2025 Pan American Youth Games in Paraguay. Speaking before the welcome ceremony, Mr. Loblack expressed optimism that the athletes will do well and looks forward to a good performance from them. This year's Games, Dominica will be represented by 3 national record holders in the persons of Jasmine Schofield, swimming, 50 meters and 100 meter freestyle. Addison James, she's representing athletics, specifically in javelin, and Trinice Hamilton, athletics, specifically shot put. The opening ceremony of the 2025 Pan American Youth Games will take place at 7 p.m. tonight. Swimmer Jasmine Schofield will serve as Dominica's flag bearer at this year's opening ceremony.
I've been attending the chef's meeting, getting some information about the games and so on. And everything is settling well and going on well so far. The first thing is we have the welcoming ceremony, and then tomorrow we have the grand opening. It's going to be at the stadium, and that starts at 7 o'clock in the evening. It's going to be about 2 hours long here. Jasmine is our swimming participant and should be our flag bearer for the opening, and for the closing we're going to have our 2 athletes, Addison and Trinice, carrying our flag. I'm kind of optimistic about our athletes, and I'm looking forward to a good performance from all of them. There are a lot of teams, there are a lot of big names and everything, but that doesn't really matter. That doesn't deter us. I know we have some good athletes in terms of Trinice and Addison. So I'm really looking forward to a good performance from them.
Chef de Mission of the 2025 Pan American Youth Games, Albert Loblack. 2 matches are carried for Sunday in the Kalinago Premier League T20 Cricket Tournament. From 10 a.m., Sensi Central Centipedes will take on the Atkinson Dynamic Stars. Then at 2 p.m., the PR Thunder Kings will play the Siniku Red Force. Both matches will be played at the Jolly Johns Memorial Park. Manager of the Inter-Secondary Schools team, UD Johns, says there are lots of positives to be derived following Dominica's participation in the 2025 Windward Island School Games. Dominica secured second place at the school games, which came to an end in St. Vincent last weekend. Dominica finished the competition with 29 points, with a first place finish in boys volleyball. The team finished third in football, netball, athletics, girls basketball, and girls volleyball.
What we can say is our programs are not in a worse stead than that of the other countries. In every competition that Dominica played, we were not just participating. There was competition. Take, for example, St. Vincent. St. Vincent was one of the most formidable teams in netball. Dominica, after being down by maybe 12 points, with the level of competition that they brought to the table, cut the lead to as little as 3 points, 4 or 3 points. And it speaks to the level of intensity that we have. And when these things happen, when you feel like you are evenly matched with other teams and you are losing, start to look at the research. What I have done is do my research on factors which contributes to poor performances, or when you lose, what would cause it. And so we need to look at those things, and these things need to become part and parcel of our sports program. So now when the coaches are aware of it, and they could now pass on that information to those that are under their charge, then you now have a synergy of both athlete and coach, understanding what is required for us to win. But Dominica is at a level. Our basketball is way ahead of St. Vincent's, for example. Our basketball, we shouldn't be complacent with that anyway, because the team that Dominica beat in 2023 in Alba Games by 100 points, they came to beat us this time around by 8 points. And so we have to identify where our strengths are and continue to work on them so we could bridge any little gap in that area. And this has to be a deliberate effort, because sports is going places and we need to continue to be ready for the transition.
Manager of the Dominica Inter-Secondary Schools Team UD, John, taking us to the end of this morning's news and sportscast right here on your nation station, DBS Radio. Just a few highlights as we end the morning news. Don't forget, 9 o'clock this morning, it's Connecting the Dots. And this morning on Connecting the Dots, Celia Serendo, Sam George, Dr. Emmanuel Finn, and Marcia Sentile Finn are the guests on a star-studded lineup. Plaisance Academy Dominica 2025 Schools Admission, that's part 2, and the Right to Kubuli Literary Festival will be part 1. So Celia Serendo and Sam George with the Right to Kubuli Literary Festival, and then Dr. Emmanuel Finn and Marcia Sentile Finn will be part 2, Plaisance Academy 2025 Schools Admission. The hosts, Ivona John Baptist Luge, Nigel Francis, are on from 9 o'clock. Of course, 11 o'clock DG Fun Time. The next newscast will be at 1:15, 1:30. The Lotto, approximately 1:35. The announcements. 2 o'clock Youth Vibes. And then his Ambassador Excellency Prince Wadix Leroy Charles comes through at 3. And Dr. Miguel Labadie comes through at 8 o'clock tonight right here on DBS Radio. Don't forget, 2 o'clock tomorrow, DBS presents a 100 Great Dominicans production on the late Mabel Alice Sissy Boyd Cordero, who was a folklorist from Dominica. She became famous as a Creole nationalist, and she inspired Roots Revival in Dominica. That's tomorrow from 2 p.m. Also encouraging you to head on over to YouTube. Go to YouTube, look for DBS Radio, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's absolutely no cost to it. And of course, you can always follow the great programming that's available of DBS Radio on YouTube. Breakfast Fete is on. Please be very safe for this weekend. It's a big weekend with Breakfast Fete. Also, the Casabras reunion is on, and the Mayok Festival in the Kalinago territory is also on. Of course, great things happening right here in Dominica. I was your presenter of the news this morning, Joseph Fadul.
Just Mobank me. Here's my ID.
Just Mobank me. It's that easy.
The faster, easier way to bank.
NBD makes it easy to bank online, anywhere, at any time with Mobanking. The faster, easier way to bank.
The faster, easier way.
So transfer funds on Mobanking.
The faster, easier way.
To pay your bills with Mobanking.
The faster, easier way.
So order checks on Mobanking.
The faster, easier
Pay employees
way.
on Mobanking.
The faster, easier way to bank.
Plus, you can now top up your phone on Mobanking.
Top me up.
No need for cash or card. Simply log into Mobanking to top up your phone. Visit nbdominica.com or follow us on Facebook and Instagram for more details.
The faster, easier way to bank.
NBD.
Your partner, your bank.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fence